What's up, you guys? Ross Sapp, managing editor of FightfulMMA.com. Now, we don't have an MMA podcast scheduled for Tuesday as it is Christmas, but we will be here for UFC 232. Full coverage, articles, discussion, live post-show podcast, all that good stuff. But the show is going to be taking place in Los Angeles, not Las Vegas as planned. Why is that? Because as MMA Junkie reports, an atypical finding was found in a drug test administered to Jon Jones earlier this month, and it has led the UFC to move UFC 232 from Las Vegas to Los Angeles. Here's the story as it appears on FightfulMMA.com. A trace amount of DHCMT or Turinabol was reportedly in Jones' system. This is the same substance that Jones tested positive for in 2017, which led to him being suspended for 15 months before a ruling that him turning over state's evidence would shorten that sentence. The Nevada State Athletic Commission would not clear Jones to fight next weekend as they do not have proper time to investigate the matter. As a result, the UFC is moving the entire card to the Forum in Inglewood, California, as the California State Athletic Commission will approve a license for Jones. This is also shortly after California reviewed his licensing situation, recommended that he enroll in VADA, the Volunteer Anti-Doping Association, and he rejected that. Jones was allowed to withdraw his fight application with the Nevada State Athletic Commission in order to fight in California. He will appear in front of the Nevada State Athletic Commission in January. Jones is scheduled to fight Alexander Gustafsson for the UFC light heavyweight title in the main event of next weekend's card. The UFC VP of Athlete Health and Performance, Jeff Novinsky, said that Jones's positive test is not a USADA violation and that Jones had been cleared to fight. Novinsky believes that the test is a, quote, pulsing effect and not a new ingestion of the substance that he had tested positive for after defeating Daniel Cormier at UFC 214. So Novinsky believes that this is still related to that 2017 drug test failure. Dana White, UFC president, would back Novinsky in saying that Jones did nothing wrong. UFC 232 scheduled for December 29th. Of course, we do have full live coverage planned for that. We'll have coverage of Ryzen as well. As you see here, we have an interview with Justin Scoggins up on this very YouTube channel. We have an interview with Chris Cyborg up as well. But the Nevada State Athletic Commission statement reads, quote, today, Nevada State Athletic Commission Executive Director Bob Bennett announced that in consultation with Commission Chair Anthony Marnell III, unarmed combatant Jon Jones will be allowed to withdraw his pending application for licensure, which was intended to clear him to fight in a major contest in Nevada later this month. After extensive analysis of Mr. Jones' prior 18 months of USADA in and out of competition anti-doping drug testing results, Director Bennett, Chair Marnell, and Mr. Jones agree that he will appear at an evidentiary hearing in January. This will allow for measured, thoughtful, and comprehensive discussion of his anti-doping testing protocol and results and provide an opportunity for the NSAC to determine the appropriate path forward for him in Nevada. We look forward to his hearing. Obviously, this is far from the first time that Jon Jones has met an issue like this. It seems to be an annual occurrence. We joked on the Fightful MMA podcast with myself, James Lynch, Showdown Joe, that despite all these drug test failures, he'll technically have still had a fight every single year. That's wild to think. 2014, 15, 16, 17, 18, he fought in all of those years technically, even though he has had progressive gaps of over 1 year in between fights. That is a rare occurrence and has stretched out literally to the maximum in which it can. Jon Jones' drama seems to just go hand in hand. When I saw this, I had to make sure. My phone was blowing up, and I'm on Twitter as it's happening. And I'm thinking, is this a fake Brett Okamoto account? I know there are plenty of fake Helwani accounts out there. But well, without a doubt, shortly thereafter, my phone blows up. UFC moves from Las Vegas to LA. That puts a lot of people out in the cold. Thousands of people have tickets. Thousands of people have hotels. The tickets will be refunded. That's the rule. However, you can't change your flight plans that simply. You can't cancel your hotel plans on a few days' notice that simply. Everybody can't change travel plans that quickly. Let's take a look at some of the reactions to this from other fighters because several have chimed in. Daniel Cormier was quick to say he tested positive again, which is technically untrue. It is an atypical finding. That is not a positive test. Filthy Tom Lawler, who spoke to me at length about the Jon Jones situation, I highly recommend you all head over to the Pro Wrestling channel at youtube.com/Fightful and look for that interview with Tom Lawler that I did, where he spoke passionately about Jon Jones being cleared. And he said 17 picograms of Ostarine got me 2 years. Eric Spicely, who actually just had a WWE tryout, said MMA is fake. We have an interview with him up on this very page. Chas Skelly says, I've always loved snow. I'm moving to Arizona where it's apparently irresistible. That is not the situation. Jon Jones did not test positive for cocaine. Michael Chiesa hit us with a blank face as he's fighting on that show. Christoph Jotko palm-faced us. Manny Gamburian just happy to see UFC 232 in his hood. This is a messy situation. This is not an ideal situation. This is far from a catastrophe. If Jones can't fight on the show, they still have the test. They still have Amanda Nunes and Chris Cyborg. Man, it's wild. Also, I need to specify, this is not a failed test. It is an atypical finding. That is different. I'll wait a little bit before I really expand on that. This will not be the last video that I do on this. As more information rolls in, I will provide you guys with more information. But Jon Jones, more issues. UFC 232 moved. You look at that show, and I'm going to have to update this page now. You still have Chris Cyborg and Amanda Nunes. You still have Condit and Chiesa. You still have a good show here. Leave us a thumbs up. Make sure you guys subscribe. We'll keep you up to date. We're out.